Yes, 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 yes. It's here. It's here. Oh my goodness. It is here. Oh yes. It's here. It's here. I'm excited that it's here, man. I made it, brother. I made it, sister. And guess what? You made it too, man. We made it. We crossed the Rubicon, man. Coronavirus did not take us. Oh, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your family. I'm excited for your friends. I'm excited for myself, man. We made it. If you are watching this thing, it means you made it, man. I'm excited for you and thank God for you. Oh, we made it. It's time. Look at the time. Look at the time. 2021 is here. The long awaited decade is here. It's here, and guess what? Accident did not take you away. No, no, no. And death didn't take you. I'm excited. Thank God for you. Thank God. And that's why I want to welcome you into 20 this year and say a happy new year, man. I say happy new year to you. We made it. Oh, yes, we made it. I thank God. We made it, man. We crossed the Rubicon. That's what I want to welcome you to this program. This is the first program of the year. This is the first program of the year, and you are part of it, man. I'm excited. I want to welcome you to this program. This is the Mind with John, and this is John on the Mind, trying to get on your mind because this year is different, man. This year program is it's going to be special. We have program lined up for you and our friends. So I want to welcome you and I hope you continue to follow me this year. I want to thank you for being there because it is people like you for whom I do these things, you know. So I'm happy because this year, as I said, it's going to be different. This year, our goal is dime, D-I-M-E. Because what we're doing this year is that we are trying to detoxify your mind of the negativities of the past decade, of the past year. No, you're not coming this year with those negativities, man. We will wash your mind of those negativities. We want to inspire your thoughts, motivate your spirit, and if possible, empower your action. Because this year is a year of action. This decade, this is action decade, man. I want to empower you all the way. That's why this program this year is going to be different from the past years. This year, 2021, is a year that the wave of success is blowing. The wave of success is blowing, and our goal here is to help you position yourself in that wave. Yeah, we want you to stay in the wave so that the wave of success can blow you. Yes, this year, 2021, the wave of success is blowing. I don't know what your resolution was for this year. I don't know if your resolution was to find time and spend some time with your family. You know, some of us that didn't have time in the past decade. We had too many things to do. We were doing too much and getting nothing out of it. And so maybe your resolution for this year was next year I will spend some time with my family. Maybe you wanted to travel. You want to travel this year, and your resolution was for you to travel the world. Go and see places that you have never seen before. Because you never had the time, you never had the money. So you said, in the next decade, I will travel. Maybe that was your resolution. Maybe your resolution for this year was to go back to school and get that degree under your belt. That degree that you need so much so that you can get that promotion at your job. Or that certificate that you need so much to change your financial situation. Maybe Resolution for this year was just to earn a little bit more at your job so that your financial situation can change and get better. Maybe that was your resolution. Maybe you just want to travel and see the world, see places. Go somewhere in the forest or go somewhere on the sightseeing and just sit there and see. Go on the sea, go on the beach and see. Maybe get in the water and get wet a little bit. But I want you to know you had a resolution for this year. Maybe you wanted to go on that cruise that you have heard so much about. Everybody is going on a cruise. And you wanted to go on that cruise last year and coronavirus came and you said next year I will take my cruise. Maybe you never had the money, but you just want to go on a cruise somewhere. Have that experience with you. I don't know what your resolution was, but I remember telling you in one of my videos that resolution means nothing. Resolution is just a thought. And we have transformed our resolution into a decision. And said that decision has three parts and two phases. We talk about the three parts of a resolution. Today we're going to be talking about the two phases of a decision. Because you got to transform your resolution into a decision. And decision has three parts. Why, how, and when. If you have not seen it, if you didn't see it, go back and watch those videos. So today we are concentrating on the two phases of a resolution, of a decision. Today we'll concentrate on the two phases of a decision. We'll concentrate on the planning phase and the action phase. You know, when you make your decision, you got to sit down and put plans together. Plans means you got to sit down and strategize. You know, how you going to achieve your why. How you going to achieve the reason for which you are doing something. You got to sit down and strategize and put down plans and strategize, you know, how you going to get to where you want to go. And the planning phase has three eyes. Yeah, three eyes. Those three eyes stand for intention or intentional, immersion, and isolation. You see, when you have made your decision and you are planning, that you got to be intentional. You can't do guesswork. You can't be accidental. You got to be intentional. You got to be purposeful. You got to be willful. You got to be deliberate. When you're planning, you got to be deliberate. It's not a guesswork. You got to be intentional. That's what you got to be intentional about what you want to do. You can't make it a guesswork. You got to immerse yourself. Immersion is the fact of becoming completely involved into something. A deep mental involvement. And not only mental but physical involvement. You got to get involved so that people can know that you're real serious about what you want to do. See, you got to get in. You want to sing, you got to get in. You want to get baptized, you got to get in. You know, but you got to immerse yourself in your decision, in your plans of what you want to do. You can't just do it on the surface or play with it. Then there are times that you got to isolate yourself. There are times that in your planning phase, you got to isolate yourself. You got to cut your cell phone off. You got to cut it off. Turn it off and put it down. Today, no phone call. You got to take yourself in the basement. You got to isolate yourself from your children, from your friends. You got to go in the basement. Something you got to go and do research. If you're a Christian sinner, you gotta fast and pray. You gotta give it to God and let it only be you and God talking about it, helping to plan. You gotta isolate yourself. You gotta let a friend stay away for a day. You gotta leave your co-workers. People don't succeed in group. You succeed alone. Everybody else wants your glory. You know. So you gotta isolate yourself in your planning stage, and then when you're done with your planning, the next phase is that's it. The action phase is important. But the problem with some of us is that we never reach the action phase in our decision making. We decide, we sit down, we plan, we keep planning. And we're afraid to take action because we don't want to fail. We want to get perfect before we take action. But if you don't take action, no matter what you do, you cannot succeed without action. The action phase is the performance phase. It's time to perform. It's time to do it. It's the hand-on time. It's the physical movement time. It's time for everybody to see what you've been planning. The reason you've been asking yourself, it's time for people to see it. The action time is the time for you to call that meeting. The action time is the time for you to find a mentor and sit with them and ask them some questions and let them lead the way for you. It's time for you to call that meeting. The action time is time for you to take that phone and make that phone call. That one phone call that maybe make several phone calls, but there is one phone call that may change your life forever. You can't keep saying, I will do it tomorrow. I will call her tomorrow. I will call him tomorrow. No. You got to take the phone and make that phone call. If you want to succeed in this year, you can't sit there and say, I will wait for tomorrow. You got to put your plans into action. You got to change your resolution into what? Your decision. And in your decision, you got to sit there and plan when you don't plan it. Don't plan forever. You got to take action. Because this year is the year. It's time for you to live your life on your own terms. I was talking to a friend the other day. I said, look, man, the past decade, our life has been controlled by other people. Somebody tell you when to wake up. Somebody tell you when to go to sleep. Someone tell you which direction you're going to drive your car every day. Someone tell you what kind of car you can even afford to buy or drive. That's what our life is. That's what our job does. When you're working for other people, they determine when you go to sleep. They tell you when to wake up because if they say you gotta be there at 8 o'clock, it means they tell you say you can't sleep after 7 o'clock. you know, you understand it. So but that's the life. This year is time to live your life on your own terms. You can decide when to get up. Because when you get there, you go and right in your business and do what you want to do. You got to identify your why and your how. You got to build a program around your resolution, which has now become a decision. You got to find your why, your how, and your when, and your two phases of your decision. It's time to plan. Oh yeah, it's time to plan. It's time for action, man. You got to prioritize the 3 I's. Define the two phases. You see, this is the decade, man. This is your time. Don't let anybody distract you. Don't let anything distract you. Don't let other people dream distract you from your dream. Because that's a mistake we make. They allow other people dream to distract us from our own dream. And this is your decade. This is the decade to live your life on your own terms. This is a decade to emancipate yourself from the I cannot syndrome. There's a decade to emancipate yourself from I do not have the money syndrome. There's a decade to emancipate yourself from workaholism. There's a decade to take your life to a new level, new direction. There's a decade, man, for you to stop working hard and start working smart. This is your time, man. There's a decade for you to sit down, analyze your life, or focus on something and have a new mindset, man. Because trust me, the old mindset that got you into the past year and the past decade that not change your situation, if you bring that same mindset into this decade, you ain't going nowhere, man. Your life will be just how it was last year. I'm saying it to you, man. I'm saying it to you because I love you. If you came to this decade without seeing old mindset, you ain't going nowhere. You got to change your mindset, man. And that's why this program will be trying to see how we can help you, help ourselves, you know, and do something different, man. This is your decade. Your time has come. Oh, yeah. This is your decade. Your time has come. This is your time. This is your time. Let me help you understand. You see, there's the time to plan. Oh, yeah. There's time to plan the sea of success for this decade. This year is the opening to this decade. We got 10 years in this decade. There's a first year. If you don't plan how this decade going to be now, so it can grow and germinate, and you water it, I feel for you, man. That's why I'm trying to tell you it's time. It's time to plant the seed of success for this decade, this year. It's time to plant. The wave of success is blowing in this year. You got to position yourself so you can get a piece of the pie. This decade is a decade to celebrate. This decade is a decade to replace the decade that the local has stolen from you. Coronavirus stole the past year from you. This year is the year to define your role. This is your decade. Your time has come. You can't sit there, man. You can't sit there and continue doing the same old thing you've been doing. It's Farrah Gray who said that. He said, everybody has a dream. He said, but if you are not building your own dream, he said, somebody will hire you to build their dream. The question I want to ask you at this time is, whose dream are you building? Do you know them? The past decade, whose dream have you been building? Some of us have built people's dream whereby our own dream is laying down on counter shelf, on fire, or in our computer. Our dream is in our computer, but we are using our computer to build other people's dream. Do you know who dream you've been building? Do you know them? Do you know that when you go to work for somebody you are building, is that person's dream you are building? You knew that? Oh, you didn't know that, right? Oh, yeah. So, do you know them? And even if you know them, do they know you? I'm not talking about seeing people. You say you can see someone but don't know them. Do you know that? You know Obama, right? But does Obama know you? You know Donald Trump, but does Donald Trump know you? You see, that's the difference. You can know somebody, your level not you, but if they know you, it makes a difference. Do you know what dream you've been building? I know you have seen them on video, but do they know you? Do they know you? You see, that's the problem. So this is your time. Your decade, this decade is your decade, man. There's a decade of the Lord's favor in your life. You think God did not spare you? 2020 2020 2020 2021 2022 2023 2024 2025 2026 2027 2028 2029 2030 2031 2032 2033 2034 2035 2036 2037 2038 2039 2040 2041 2042 2043 2044 2045 2046 2047 2048 2049 2050 2051 2052 2053 2054 2055 2056 2057 2058 2059 2060 2061 2062 2063 2064 2065 2066 2067 2068 2069 2070 2071 2072 2073 2074 2075 2076 2077 2078 2079 2080 2081 2082 2083 2084 2085 2086 2087 2088 2089 2090 2091 2092 2093 2094 2095 2096 2097 2098 2099 2000 2001 2002 2003 2004 2005 2006 2007 2008 2009 2010 2011 2012 2013 2014 2015 2016 2017 2018 2019 2020 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 throughout the coronavirus season, throughout the disease season, through all the accident of the past decade, when other people die, to bring you into this decade for you to just sit here and do the same old thing, man. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to your family. Don't do it to your children. There's a year to plant the seed of success in your life for this decade. Because the way you begin this year will determine how your decade gonna be. The way you start this year, you see, the way you enter will tell how you're gonna behave, how you're gonna live the rest of this decade. And that's why I want to talk to you. That's why I want to talk to you. And that's why I'm already talking to you. I'm coming over a program for this year to connect with you, to see how we can work together to change this decade, to make this decade our decade, to make this decade your decade. Because it is yours, it is yours. You just got to take it to show you how you can take it, how you can position yourself so that when this decade and you look back at your life, you can shake your head and say, yes, I did that. I did that. I did that. I did that. Wow, I did it. Because this decade that is gone, some of us can't show nothing. We got nothing to show for it. Now, if you got something to show for it, congratulations. That's great, man. I give you a big hand clap. But many of us got nothing to show for this gone decade. We're just there helping other people to build their dream, whereby our dream was sitting on countertop and getting dusty. It's time to build your dream. This is your decade. This is your time. Your time has come. Don't be distracted by the noise of the world. Don't be distracted by people who trying to steal your dream. It's time, man. It's time. I want to say to you, Happy New Year, man. I want to say happy, prosperous decade. Because this is your decade. This is your decade. If you don't make use of it, don't blame nobody. Don't blame nobody. This is your time. Your time has come. Once again, this is the program, The Mind with John. And this is John on the Mind, trying to get in your mind this new year. Continue following me. I got a program coming on lined up for this year. And you and I, man, we got somewhere we're going. I'm taking you somewhere. I'm taking you somewhere. We will get there together. Have a wonderful time. Happy New Year again. Thank God that we made it. And I pray that God will continue to bless you and give you the strength and give you the wisdom and give you the ideas so that you can develop your dream. Have a wonderful time. See you in the next video. Bye for now.